Okay, so we have a potential global disaster on our hands, and I want to address what is going on here because I think a lot of people are just getting fed misinformation. First, here's what we know, and I'm sure you probably heard about this, but the Nord Stream pipelines. We now have leaks, explosions. This is a problem. But over the past couple of days, I've been getting a lot of questions. A lot of questions regarding how in the world does anything like this happen? What does this mean for Europe? What does this mean for the United States? And was Russia really behind this? Well, let's talk about that because we have some news that has come out just recently, and I want to address this because, again, you need to be well aware of this. First, European security officials say that Russian naval ships were in the area right before the explosion happened. There were naval ships, there were submarines, right? They were in the area. That's not a good look. However, Russia came out today and said that this was likely a state-sponsored terrorist attack. Russia is saying they are the ones that are being attacked. We also heard from NATO. NATO says that the pipeline leaks were an act of sabotage. But here's what I can tell you. And in the aftermath of these attacks, Norway, who is actually Europe's largest gas supplier, they're actually deploying military to protect their crucial infrastructure, both at sea and on land. People are now stepping up to protect their infrastructure because nobody knows what is going on. I told you this before. When you know what hits the fan, SHTF, when that happens, it is just going to be a complete disaster. It's going to be complete chaos. That's exactly what we're seeing. Now, according to a spokesperson from the U.S. Navy, they say, and I quote, "We stand ready to provide support and assistance in close coordination with our allies and partners if needed." Here's the problem. And again, I want to bring this up because this is something I know there's a handful of people talking about it, but at the same time, I think a lot of media isn't quite addressing this. Here's the problem. We don't know who attacked this. We don't know what the reasoning behind this was. But what we do know is if this goes unanswered, that person, that country, that whoever, that group could do it again. Also, we could see other forms of infrastructure attacked, not just in the Baltic Sea. We could see it done in the United States. We could see it done in Europe. We could see it done in China, in Russia, okay, in South America, and it doesn't matter. That's the problem, is we have to figure this out. We have to get an answer. Now, according to experts, they say this must be an act of sabotage. The rupturing of an offshore pipeline is a very rare occurrence. So, three leaks in less than 18 hours would be a big coincidence. That's true. It is. And this is all the more reason why many countries are so worried about who was behind this and why. Now, let's talk about what this means. First, the Nord Stream pipeline, this was already shut off. So if this was an act by Russia, then it was likely a tactic to simply cut ties over their natural gas to Europe. It flows from Russia into Germany, right? We already know Germany is they are struggling right now. We're going to lead into the winter months. But what happens then? Right? What happens then? How cold is it going to be? Our home's going to freeze. We heard this morning that they are not worried about things like natural gas. They have enough, but they don't know if they have enough electricity. They have enough natural gas to keep homes warm, but as far as keeping lights on, well, that's a different story. We also know experts are now predicting that fixing the Nord Stream pipeline will take anywhere between 3 to 6 months to repair. However, in the past, when a similar damaged pipeline, when this happened, it took about 9 months to repair. 9 months. We're in September. That is horrible. What does that be? I don't even know. I don't even know what month that is. But it's going to be a while. We also know the Nord Stream pipeline, this brings in roughly 40% of the natural gas to Europe. And now it's going to be shut down indefinitely? That's a problem. But again, on top of that, nobody knows who orchestrated this. Which brings up the next question, the big question. And I want your input on this. I want you to tell me what you think is going to happen next if nobody can answer that question as to who orchestrated this. I want you to answer this question. What is next? What's next? Do we see an attack on the United States power grid? Do we see it on bridges? Do we see a cyber attack of some sort? Right? Do we see something get attacked? Banks, right? Wall Street. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. But here's what I can tell you. This is going to create a global disaster. And I say this because even though there's going to be other countries that step in, okay, like Norway, they're going to step in and provide the natural gas to Europe. The problem is that by providing for another country to provide natural gas, here's the issue: the supply that was coming in, it stops. Demand is going to be sky high. Supply is going to be down, which likely means prices are going to increase. We will likely see prices increase not just over in Europe, okay? We will likely see prices increase here in the United States as well. What I could tell you is go and make sure that if you have a gas tank, okay? If you use natural gas to heat your home, whatever, make sure you go and get that filled up. Okay, go and do that. I talked about this last year as well. How normally to fill up my tank, it wasn't that expensive, but it was like 3 times the amount last year. That was when we were just seeing a small little energy crisis. Now, it's catastrophic. So, that's the first thing I tell you. Next thing, as soon as we get more information as to what's going on, who was behind this, what we should expect here in the United States, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.